Every day, more and more children are forced to leave home to fend for themselves on the street, with an estimated 90,000 reported to be on the streets of Accra, scavenging, begging, and hawking on the street to survive. These children are either chased from home by violence, death of a parent, and sometimes divorce. On these dangerous streets, facing life all by themselves. These are children with dreams. Dreams on the street. These children sleep and live on the streets. 15-year-old Akwesi Owusu has been living on the street for the past 3 years. Life on the street can be cruel, even for older people. Akwesi lives this reality every day. He looks a bit hardened by the life here. He lives on tokens from drivers. That's not enough to give him the kind of future he hopes to have. To build a career hard. When the street is your home, finding a comfortable place to sleep at night is nothing more than a fancy you will never have. So Kwesi and his friends sleep on cardboards, covered with plastic bags, laid in front of shops. In the most dangerous part of the city on these roads is a battle for survival. A battle they will never win unless you and I step in to support and...
Hello and welcome to Life Matters here on Clock TV. This is the show that always inspires change in our community and in the nation as a whole. My name is Beatrice Bampuado and I'm sitting in for your regular host. Today on Life Matters, we explore the realities behind street hawking and street begging, examine the causes, the impacts, and possible solution to the growing phenomenon. And thank you for joining us. Here in the studio, we have Mr. Yao Mensa Bosompim, who is a senior associate at Doe Legist Lawyers. So, counsel, you're welcome. All right, and we also have our very own Honorable Ebenezer Adu. You are welcome, Honorable.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's get right into it. Today's conversation is about street hawking and street begging. I believe on your ways to the studio, you met a hawker or a beggar, and I want to ask, over the years, this thing have been occurring. What do you think are the factors that are contributing to this? Honorable, I want to start with you because you are from the community.
Yes. I believe strongly that everything that happens has a cause. And street begging and street hawking has a cause. The cause may differ in so many ways, but I want to touch on the high rate of the unemployment.
Okay.
Most of the young ones we see doing this hawking are people that don't have jobs to do. And as a result, they are into this small trading. Now, getting a place to sell in Accra is very, very expensive.
I know.
So whilst it's expensive, I have a set of belts or shoes or some foam. I just enter into the streets, then start selling. And also to the rural urban migration too is very, very high. You understand? And it has put a lot of pressure in the cities. So I believe strongly that the poverty that is increasing and the unemployment rate is making the young ones who are able and well to do to enter into those things. If you have an opportunity to speak to them, some have really done well in life. Some have achieved most of the education that they are supposed to do, but as a result, there is no work. And when they are able, when they sit home, I think the devil will find work for them to do. So why don't they get on the streets and at least try and survive?
Yeah. And one of the things I see which is rampant is we being so comfortable with them now. Like it's the usual, it's the norm. They are with us, they are part of us. Yeah. But we know that most of these people we see on the streets are not Ghanaian. Most of these people, especially the beggars, they are not Ghanaians. But I want to come to you, Honorable. This hawkers flouts the rules of the nation, you know. Yeah. And I want you to educate us. Maybe we don't know, but please educate us. What are some of the rules and regulations that they flout?
Okay, so when it comes to the flouting of the rules and regulation in relation to the street hawkers and the street beggars, there is no pertinent, or let me say, a single legislation that says, do not do this, do not do this. Okay. But in as much as there's no legislation, so when I say legislation, I'm talking about maybe an act or a constitution, anything of that sort. But we have bylaws. So I think around 2010 and 2011 April, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly passed the bylaw, which was very, very on the street hawking, about 7 prohibitions, which laid on the fact that no one is to seen selling when in traffic, or no one should be seen loitering around, and even it goes to even the drivers along the streets that they should make sure to provide dustbins in their cars. So there are laws to that effect, but to the constitution and the legislation, there is no single document. But we also have the rules and traffic offences, which doesn't speak directly to street hawking. But with the road and traffic offence, it is to the fact that the road is solely for cars, and we have the pedestrian walks, which is solely for the pedestrians. So in that, interpreting into that provision in the road and traffic legislation, it speaks indirectly to the fact that no one is allowed to see selling along the street or even the pedestrian walks. So in summary, these are some of the laws around the street hawking.
So Honorable, let me come back to you. We know these activities pose risk to either we or themselves, those who are selling or begging on the street. Have you identified any? Can you share with us?
Well, in my community, for instance, Kanishi, there are a lot of beggars and street hawkers around that stretch. And we really have to understand the institutions that are in charge of these things. When we are able to do that, then we can see how best we can go about it. Council mentioned something that the AMA passed the bylaw in 2010. As at 2010, about 13 constituencies were under AMA. But as we speak now, only 3 constituencies are under AMA. So
why is that so?
So that is the decentralization.
Okay.
They were came out so that they can also have their own municipal assembly.
Right.
So now, AMA, even as we speak here, AMA has no authority yet. You understand? Here is Koli. So the decentralization of our local government system has been very difficult to address certain issues. Because AMA starts from Dakuma Junction, then ends at Circle.
Okay.
So if we have a bylaw that says no street hawking, as soon as you get a job, there is street hawking. That's not AMA. But at first, AMA was very broad, so it cut across. But I believe strongly that there should be a nationwide or a legislation on that. Also, to hear at the assembly, we can't sack them, so we regulate them.
Why can't you sack them?
Because of the human institution. The thing is that the people don't have jobs to do.
Okay.
They don't have any source of living. They don't have any source of income. Even in the developed countries like US and UK, they are street hawking and street begging, but they've been regulated. You understand? So the AMA can introduce permitting for people with street hawking. So when you are being given permit for that, it regulates them and also know the number of people that are on the street. When someone is coming to join you, they have to know the number of people that are on the street, because all those you see on the stretch there, they have been taking daily tolls. And that daily tolls is what we use to develop our communities. So in as much as we can't curb or we can't eradicate the menace for now, at least we can also try and put measures in place to make sure that we reduce it. In the UK, there are some places that is fully street hawking. Okay. But when you get to other metropolitan, there are no street hawking. You understand? In US, there are people that have permits to do that. In China, street hawking starts early in the morning. As soon as it's 10, it's done. The whole street is cleared. So we can put these measures in place to make sure that at least our people are very, 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 very difficult to go about. So we can manage them small. Because these things that you are seeing, it's people have made homes, people have made families, people have made children who are now lawyers out of this street hawking that they do. You understand? And we can't just get them out of our street, but we can manage them to make sure that at least it reduces the road safety that dog is. And sorry, Council is talking about.
Right. You keep mentioning dog.
I have to visit the doctor, that's why.
All right. So we are clear that we are talking currently about street hawking and not street begging.
Yeah.
Because you said we can't sack them. You can't do anything than to regulate
So
them.
that's the street hawking.
Yes.
But with the street begging, that one, it can be sacked. Because that the street begging has to do with the social service department,
Right.
the gender.
Social welfare.
Because all those that do the street begging, they are people with disability and they are children, just like you said, they are not in this country. And here in Ghana, we have the disability fund, whereby every month or every year, people of
We will
disability-
come to that,
Okay,
Honorable.
sure.
But I earlier asked you about some of the risks that are involved.
Yes.
So you are saying that despite the risk involved, we should still allow them just to regulate them. We should regulate them, but allow them
We need to be
hawk.
truthful to ourselves. We can't stop street hawking in Ghana. We can't.
But we can create spaces where they can street hawk.
Where are the
You
spaces?
know.
No, we are here
All
in
right.
Accra. Where are the spaces?
Okay.
Let me give you an example. Assuming there is no street hawking from the stretch from Accra Mall straight to La Paz, and you are stuck in traffic, and you want water, what will you do?
So if we know they are not there, we will buy our water and put in a...
You can buy water and put it there. How about those in the public transport? You understand? We can regulate them. We can let them know that this is how it's supposed to be operating. You understand? This is what we are supposed to do on that. Okay, when it is green, don't be here. When it is red, be here. Let's get leaders among them.
Regulate just like the cats. I see you are nodding your head. Do you have anything to say about that?
No, I mean, I concur with what you're saying.
So despite the risk, we should allow them to hawk?
Okay, so if you invite me here, I'll speak a lot on that.
Okay.
So I'll speak from the legal perspective. Yes, so there is, when anytime a law is being passed, there is an institutional aspect of the law and there is an internal aspect of the law. But a country like Ghana, we always focus on the institutional aspect of the law. So what happens often is, okay, the AMA has passed the law, do not street hawk.
Okay.
Along the line, they put boys in place. And all they do is to enforce. They go around chasing the people on the streets,
By
carrying
the time
their
you realize
stuff.
they are back there.
Yes, they are back there. Yes, and the reason why they are back there is because they refuse to consider the internalization of the laws. And that's what Honorable is hammering on, which is very, very important. Because there is a propounder in social law, when it says sociology law, he mentioned something called social contract. And now when we say social contract, it means that me as a lawyer, I would give all my freedom, my right to obey the law because the government will make sure I'm living peacefully, I'm getting food to eat, or I'm enjoying life. That's the social contract. The reason why I'll give all this my right because the government will do something for me. But yes, let's look at this case. If AMA is saying do not do this, what is AMA doing for the people?
Yeah.
That's the question. And there's no way to do this. And as he was mentioning, there are people who have taken care of their case through university by selling shoes alongside the street. Yeah. And you want to sack them, where should they go? Do you get it? So aside the internalization has to be very, very key. What are you doing for them? Is it you are going to get a small street where you get small stores, maybe nothing big, small stores, where you send all these people there to go and sell. So when I know that I'm going to get a shoe, when I go to maybe counter, I'll go and get there. With counter, you can't say you are sacking someone on the street. No, because it's somewhere we know that we are going to get our addresses from. So some are even having the belt on them, some are having the shirt. When you are going, some are pulling you, they are hustling. It's because we know counter for that. But those on the street, where are you sacking them to? So that there's a very loophole when it comes to the law. So what he's saying, that's why I said I concur to that.
All right, but I also don't agree to what you said because I think somewhere like Kantar, as you cited earlier, it's a space that has been given to sellers, buyers, and hawkers.
Okay.
So if we are, as you said earlier, that we can internalize this, if we are able to create a space for them, and we say all hawkers come here and hawk. If I need a belt, I know I'm going there. Yeah. If I need this, I know I'm going there. So we have to regulate in a way that will be comfortable to us, the regulators, to you are a regulator.
But you are failing to understand something.
What is that?
One, where are the space? And two, every province has a municipal structure.
Okay.
You understand?
Explain that.
Good. So we are in Korle Klottey Municipal Assembly. So Korle Klottey has to do with Osu and its environs, Adabaka and its environs. You understand? There are street hawking around those places. So when you want to move the people from Korle Klottey, those on the streets, where are you taking them to? You understand? Now, let's go to Ayawaso East. Where are you taking them to? Ayawaso West. Where are you taking them to? You understand? Availability of space is one thing. The reason why our mothers are selling on the streets in Kantar is because there are no space for shops. If they build more shops, they will go inside and do what? And sell. But the shops are full. So when the shops are full, because the shops are, they should go and sit in the house. No, they will come on the street. That is why AMA brought the red line policy. As government, if you are not able to make sure that needs are being solved, you are supposed to create an avenue to make sure that they also have a peace. You get it? That's why on our pavement, there's this red line policy. Okay, fine. The market is choked. Okay, you sell here. You sell here. We are regulating it. At least they are also part of the country. They are also part of the economy. We've not gotten to a stage whereby we have to clear our entire... No, everybody's coming to Accra. In developed countries, someone can be in UK and has not been to Washington before. Because everything that a person needs is there. But here, everybody has to come to Accra to come and get something. People in Ebri can't do their own business. People in Kofi can't do their own. They all have to come to Accra. Everybody's coming to Accra. Those in the north, they're all coming to Accra. Everybody's coming to Accra. Accra is choked. That's why the president is trying to say that they have to move some of our departments and ministries and certain things to other regions to at least reduce it. When this thing is done, then we can start getting more spaces. Right now, space in Accra is very, very, very difficult. How can they sell just a square meter of land at Kaneshie for $1 million? How?
Right, you hold it there. So I know someone who has a shop at Mokola. But because he has seen a competitor on the street, he wants to move his clothes, some of his clothes, and come out as a hawker instead of a shopkeeper. So if we are not able to manage by taking these people out of the streets and let everybody know that you are supposed to be in a container, these people will keep, those in the shop will even not buy the shops again.
No, they still buy the shops. The thing is that we are overpopulated in Accra. The kind of trading activity that's going on in Accra Metropolitan Assembly is not going on here.
Okay.
You understand? Yes, if you look at the biggest trading point, it's Accra. Everybody's coming to Accra. So let's say if you have what we have in Accra in most of the municipals, do you think people go to Accra? No. Shops in Accra are expensive. Are very, 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 very expensive. Shops, even getting a space like this to put a tabletop there, it's expensive. Because definitely people come there, you make your business. So notwithstanding that, people have their shops, they are making their own sales. So if you have your shop and people and your brother is also selling on the streets, why do you come to compete with the person?
Because you have the hawkers on the streets and they are taking their markets. You've created a market for...
You have your own marketing strategy. I don't believe that if you have a shop, your only motive is for people to walk in and just buy. No. You should have strategies in place to make sure that at least people, there's online trading and stuff. Your shop is just to harbor your product, you understand? You can't compare the sales a shopkeeper is making to the sales a street hawker is making. All these street hawkers that you see, they go for the goods inside the shop and come and sell it. In other words, they are making the work easy for those who have the shops. So we believe as a country that we've not gotten to a stage whereby our people can get there because Accra is choked. That is why the mayor, in his own wisdom, has created a 24-hour economic market. He's redeveloping the 31st market. into modern stores to get a lot of people to enter there. And that is what we are trying to do. When you build more stores, then you cannot drive them inside. Because those that are on the pavement, we are sucking them to where? Look at those at La Paz. Why are you sucking them to? When you build more stores for them, that is where they can do what? They can get there. So we shouldn't be hard on our brothers and sisters.
Yeah, no.
Life is very difficult out there. Maybe we are fortunate to have it very easy, but life is very, very difficult out there. And sometimes when I see them selling, even if I don't have anything to buy, I try and get something from them. Because for all you know, the person has been there the whole day and at least not even a single. I used to buy this yellow foam bar. Every time I'm buying it, I have about dozens of them in my car.
On the street.
Yes, when I see them, a young girl like this, beautiful.
Despite the traffic, you have to call the whole car to come to you.
And give them 10 cities and buy it, at least. So at least you are also supporting the business. Today,
you don't think you are risking their
there
lives?
There are people who started hawking and now they have shops.
Okay.
Yes, there are people who started selling by the streets and now they have big shops. Everybody has a story to tell. Maybe they
so you are encouraging it.
I'm not encouraging it. I'm just trying to say that since we don't have practical measures now to eradicate the menace, we should at least find some way to make sure that it's been legalized, it's been permitted, so that at least we as a government can also get something from it, get revenue, save this revenue, and use this revenue to do what? To build more stores for them. That's all.
Right. Let me come to you, Council. So there are legal measures, there are penalties, which are supposed to be associated with you flouting the rules that don't street hawk on a moving vehicle. This is stated, this is there. So you can pay something higher than what you generate in a month.
Yes.
That is a risk you are taking, right? And you are saying it's okay to street hawk because we are all hustling. Despite the risk involved, Charlie, let's internalize, let's try and do something and leave them alone.
The word is regulate.
Regulate,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Regulate.
Yes. So
I would come to you to find solutions to these hawkers because I don't want them to be on the streets.
No. Regulate means, regulate means, okay, people are hawking from Jowli to Accra Mall. You understand? Okay, fine. Let's regulate it. Okay, hawk at only Accra Mall.
That is what I was saying earlier, that we create a space for them. When we create a space for them, all hawkers knows that this is where I'm coming. Yes. I'm no longer going to the traffic light. The drivers know that they have to park at a certain point for people to buy what they have to buy.
That's what
we are saying. But you are saying that the traders at the Accra City Business Center should be there because they don't have space in the market.
Yes.
You are emphasizing.
Where should they go? No, where should they go? We should be human-centered here. I represent the people. Sure. You understand? I represent the people and I represent the government as well. But sometimes when we are addressing certain issues, we should be practical about it. There are no spaces in the market. That is why there is a red line policy on the pavement. You understand? That is all. But aside that, maybe someone having a dress and maybe it's a traffic and the person comes to you, oh, madam, this is a nice dress. Oh, how much is this nice? You pay. For me, I feel it should be regulated, not to be sucking them out for the street just like that.
So, Council, let me come to you. The Ghana's Road Traffic Regulations 2012, LI 2180, states that street hawking is an offense punishable by law. What do you say to this?
Yes, it's the law, you know, and to me, as I say, I concur with my brother, the Honorable. You see, for me coming here, I didn't come here to support the law. I came here to spleen because we have to face the pragmatism in relation to street hawking. You are saying that it's an offense punishable by law. You know, genuinely, there are people in this country who are not used to that word lawfulness. They are so naive to the word lawfulness. When they wake up in the morning, they don't know anything about don't sell here. No. If you try to chase these people, they'll take their things, they'll run away. The next morning they are there. Because even if you are sacking them, they are begging you to say, I'm in Kohin, then I'm in Babidi. You see, that's the pragmatic aspect of the street hawking. But sometimes they are plights. I understand your plights too. You know, sometimes maybe one is buying yogurt and the change issue, honky pee, and you have to stop for this person to cross.
Make the city nice.
Yeah. You know, that is some of the plights.
Yeah.
But my issue is, if you are saying it's punishable by law, as I mentioned earlier, they are being just positive about all these things. But the social aspect is what I'm worried about. So we can do something about it. I mean, there are a lot of ways, there are a lot of means to go about it. It's being punishable by law. It is, yes. As I said, the law. So with this one, with what you just read, is the institutionalized aspect of it. It is. But what would that do is also something we have to look at. Because you are saying it's punishable. After that, what are you doing about it?
Okay.
Yes. So,
all right. So they can break the law. This is a law in books, and therefore they can break it so long as.
Council is not saying you should break the law.
I'm not encouraging that. I'm not encouraging
So
that.
what are you saying actually?
What I'm saying is, I'm speaking to the lawmakers. You know, we can do something about it. With that, with them not going to hawk on the street, you know, sometimes we have to look at the big picture. Okay, you are saying do not hawk on the street. For me, sometimes, and even that is the hawking, even sometimes with the beggars, now they've rebranded the beggars, they are not begging anymore.
We'll come to them. Very tactful. Very tactful.
Yes, they've rebranded. Okay, we'll come to them.
Cartels.
Yeah, so they've rebranded in the sense that, you know, some of late, they don't want to come and beg. Oh, daddy, give me this. No. They sell
something small.
Something small. And those small...
If you don't buy it, they end up begging.
Do you understand? So for me, the law is dead anyway. And if you flout it. But my issue is, so why is it that this law is there and they are still on the street? So there's also another issue with enforcement.
And education.
Yes, and education. There's a very big gap.
Yeah.
Because if you are able to sensitize these people on maybe how to get skill capacity. Okay, you are selling on the street. You get maybe the NCC on the street. So when you sell this, what are you going to get? You know, the profit will be small. Why don't you get this? Why don't you get this? And all these things also boils down to the government. What provisions have you made for these people?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So
this is a call to the government. We'll do that at the latter part of the program. Now let's move to street begging. And let's look at the demographics of it. You know, it used to be the vulnerable. The vulnerable means the woman or the child. Yeah. Now, the women are no longer there. It's just the children. And they are on the streets. Every traffic light, they are there. As I said, we are fortunate as a country because we know these people, most of these people are not Ghanaians. So what are we doing about it?
Good. So with the issue of the street begging, as for that one, they have to go.
They have to go.
Yes,
right.
they have to
go. But now they are selling something so they can beg. Mm-hmm. You said the hawkers shouldn't go.
Yes.
Now the beggars have turned to hawkers and they are begging. So what do you say to that?
See, sometimes in everything that we do, branding is very important. Well,
did you say branding?
Yes. I want to explain in a point that you all understand. Fine. Sure. I'm a beggar. But I'm saying that, okay, getting to sell TomTom or something will earn me an extra income. You understand? Mm-hmm. Right. So I come to the council. Council has showed the glass down. Is having a TomTom and stuff. How much is it? 5 cedis. Or council doesn't have 5 cedis another time. And the person will like, council. And then in Toshi, speaking nice about it. To me, if the person is selling and at the end of the day begging, I don't see any problem when it is. If the person is begging just like that, I don't understand, because at least the person has added value to what he or she is doing. Do you get it? Okay. I might sound not normal, but when you get to certain situations, you understand it.
All right.
First, they were begging just like that. But now, they've added a product to it, to the begging, which means that where they bought the stuff, they've paid.
Okay.
They've got the goods. Now they have to sell it. Now, selling, maybe the person hasn't sold anything for a whole day, and the person gets to Bampo, and Bampo wants to buy something, but the currency Bampo has huge currencies. Bampo can give, then be like, Opi, and then Obia and Toshi, Mammy, own channel, make a car. Maybe now police people even do that. You understand? So my point here is that those that beg willingly, you understand, without any branding, as for them, they have to go. Because you could see someone on the bridge, sitting there idle, and the children they all have to go. This is the work of the Social Service Department and the Immigration Department. Yeah. They all have to clear them. This one, you get one big car, you put them inside, you take them away. You understand? So that we can find ways and means to regulate the street.
We've done this before. We've put them in big buses. Everybody saw it. It was on national television, and they are back there again. This was taken just, I think, last week.
Someone is not doing his or her job right. You understand? Yes, someone somewhere is not doing the job right. Because
you don't want to tell us who did someone.
That is not my job.
Okay.
Yes, my job is to make sure that I represent my people well at the district assembly. Someone's job is to clear them from the road, and I'm doing my job.
But they are creating distress to you.
They're not creating distress to me.
They are not.
I'm in Carnation.
There's no beggar in Kalishi.
They beg on the bridge, and now the bridge is closed. So where are they going to beg?
Okay.
There's no.
You are in the estate. You are fortunate.
No, that's not an estate. That's not an estate.
All right, Council. Let me come to you. Why do you think these people are out there begging?
Oh, begging has history. I mean, begging started even before civilization.
Yeah.
Okay.
We as Christians, we all know that begging, we can't take begging away from our life. There are people in our life who will still beg us. Even people are in office and they are
still begging.
The difference between them and these people is one is on the streets and one is in the office. So to me, we can do something about that by trying to, I always hammer on skill capacity. We can create, these people, I think I chanced one day going home, I saw around, is it Odoko? I saw the immigration park picking all these people in the car. I think a couple of weeks ago, on that same street, the people are still there. So my question is, where do they take these people actually? How do these, because if you are saying they are not Ghanaians, how do they get to this country? They will definitely use the border. Yes, so there's also a problem. And also, I think about years ago, I heard that there's a human trafficking, history behind this. There's one big man at one corner who goes to bring these people, try to get a space for them somewhere. Get these people on the street, they beg, they do sales. Yeah. They'll come and do sales to this big man. This big man will give them some quota. And you take. Yes, so there's a whole cartel and syndicate behind the streets. So these things then, they don't just come from the vacuum. There are people that we have to look at. And as Honorable was starting in his presentation at the introduction, he said we have to tackle the cause. The root cause. And these people are people you have to investigate and get them. And I think if we get these people, we can, try and eradicate all these street beggars on.
Okay. So you've mentioned some reasons. You mentioned it could be a syndicate, a business they are doing. Yes. It could be poverty. Don't you think poverty is a contributor to this begging?
See, those that are begging on the streets now, they are not Ghanaians. Okay. So they are not Ghanaians. If a Ghanaian is begging, I don't have any problem with that. You understand? But these people are not Ghanaians. Do you get me? Yeah. They are not Ghanaians. Because just like the council said, begging started long time ago. Even when Jesus was entering the synagogue, someone was even begging. You understand? Yes. And he said, silver and gold I don't have. Rise up and walk. And the person started walking. You understand? But these people, they are not from any part of the country. Everybody has human rights. You understand? But those that they don't have human rights. You see, when they go, just like what the council is saying, we can build capacity for our people who are doing the begging. You understand? We can sit down with them, talk to them, public education, find the people with disability, we can enroll them on these disability programs.
Please hold on for me. So to our viewers watching out there, I want to say you are not left out. You can join us on Facebook and YouTube. And we've opened the phone lines. You can share your thoughts. We are talking about street begging and street hawking. Do you see it as a law they are flouting? Or do you think it should be regulated in a way so they can still be there? So share your thoughts and comments. Call in and share your thoughts on this issue. Please continue.
Yeah, so as I was saying, the Immigration and the Social Service Department should be on grounds so that those that are not citizens, like just like a syndicate they are talking about, they should clear them off.
They've been clearing them.
So that is our problem because they are begging more than we, the Ghanaians itself. Yes, they are begging more than the Ghanaians. Now the Ghanaians are those that have done the rebound, but those they are begging more than us. And now they are trying to speak our language too.
Yeah.
They speak the Ghana, they speak the tree, the popular one. They speak the power chore.
But some have the Ghana card, don't they?
Those begging, the children.
Yes,
or
those
the
who were
ones.
born here.
The elderly ones or the children.
The children.
I normally engage more with the children than the elderly. The elderly ones, you see them sitting somewhere far away, and the children.
Are they the syndicates? Are they the business owners? And
so
they send
so I think it's a channel. So maybe they are the supervisors. So when the money comes, they give it to her. Then she also has to go and give it to account. And these people all have to go. When they go, how many people are begging in Ghana? How many people are begging in Ghana? Few.
I think they're disabled.
Yeah, just
This is disabled. When the disabled too, we have the disability fund at the various district assemblies. So for AMA, for instance, if you see these people who are the disabled people, we can enroll them to that. They give them money. Just recently, we even did our disability fund. We gave deep freezer, fridges, everything, most of the things to the people who really need it to start a business on their own. But these people, we don't know them, and they are begging. They should go. So that our people should beg. When our people are begging, we can identify them, build their capacity, and make sure that okay, they become.
Right. I think we have a caller on the line. Please hold on for me. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. We are having a bit of a feedback.
Hello. Good morning. I want to contribute to this matter. You know, this beggars on our street is creating more havoc to some people. Maybe some of them, if they come close to your car, they will insult you or they want to smash your windscreen. You know, this, I traveled to so many places and I saw how they do it. In Nigeria, every morning they arrest them and put into the bus and drop them to their borders to cross because it's very bad. Some of them, if you see them, the way they behave on our street is not good. Maybe if you make mistake and your brake couldn't make it, you can hit them. Small, maybe you don't know that this small guy is behind your car or is on your side. You understand? So maybe government should do something and send them back. You see, if they say human rights, and we are keeping all these things, it will not keep the country neat. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Stay somewhere they can do rubbish there. And now we are talking about environmental cleanup of these things. They don't mind. They can mess up the place and go. You don't know where the place is, and then make the place dirty. They should go. You see, they should go. And then street hawkers, some of them, especially the boys, and some of them, they are old. Even there's a man there. If you pass by, you hit the car and fall down that, you use your car hitting, and then we will attack you that you have to take you to the hospital and make this action royal fiesta that side. You have experienced so many things on our road. You can't be going and then wind your bike down and going free. You understand? Somebody can just come and then keep trying to pick whatever you want in your car.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you. Do have a nice day. Thank you for your contribution. So we heard him. It's not the street talking is creating problems to some people, some Ghanaians. As he said, they've rebranded. Those beggars are now selling something. So the problem is both street hawking and street begging, especially at the intersections, the traffic lights. When the traffic is green, now that you are coming to look for coins to, and especially in the capital city, Accra, capital city. So I want to refer to Lagos, the capital city of Nigeria. You know they've cleared street beggars from their streets. Are you aware? Yeah, no. Another caller. Hi, good. Hello, madam. Good morning. Please continue your conversation. What do you have to say to street hawking and street begging?
Hello, good morning, and good morning to your panelists as well. I must say that a bit unhappy with the positions expressed by our two panelists, to the extent that you want to validate what is wrong by virtue of the fact that the markets are choked, does not make what is wrong right. Of the two scenarios, what do you call it, where we have hawkers hawking on the streets because the market are choked and they need to live their lives, and the rates they are exposed to, which of the two is the lesser evil and the one which is more evil than the other? At least when we go into a market, we see women hawking there. And so the fact that the markets are choked does not prevent these street hawkers from hawking in in their markets. Look at the rich that we expose them to hawking on the middle of the traffic, jumping from one section to the other, occupying the pavement, and even creating insanitary conditions on our roads. The questions we have not addressed ourselves to is the fact that, so in the course of the day while they are hawking, when they become pressed and they need to attend to major call, where do they do that? How do they get themselves, comfortable when they are pressed? Where do they, wee-wee? And we have these people doing all manner of things in the heart of the city. And we have a whole assemblyman saying that he patronizes them. It is sad to hear the list from him saying some of these things. If he's an assemblyman, I expect him to engage the assembly to make sure that it creates space in our markets for these women, than to say that the markets are choked and so they must convert the markets or convert our streets into markets. Look at what we are seeing on our screen. And we think that is the best thing we have to say. Go to other countries and we don't see this kind of thing. Why are we creating all manner of filth and insanitary conditions around our environment? And we'll come back and we say we are doing monthly general cleaning. When we clean and we allow these folks to go and mess up the place and we go back again. I think that better they say something about this. I'm short of words, but I think that I'm not in agreement with the assemblyman. Neither am I in agreement with the council for advocating for what is wrong to be right because of inconveniency or as the situation demands. Thank you very much and have a wonderful morning.
Thank you for your contribution. So yes, you have to react.
Ghanaians like sweet words. Ghanaians don't like to be told the truth. Even professional occupations have what you call professional indemnity insurance about risks of profession. You understand? We have stated it clear here that what they are doing there is not right. But since it's not right, we have to create an avenue to make sure that what they are doing there is being kept. Okay. Yes, Accra is choked. There are no stores anywhere. You understand? I am still on the same position that since there are no stores created, since there are no shares created, those hawking on the street should be regulated. Even in the United Kingdom and in the US, there are people that hawk on the street. They have permits. Yes, we give hawking permits to regulate what you are doing, to make sure that you pay fine for the assembly. These monies are the monies that is going to use to build the shade he's talking about. There is no money to build a shade. There is no money to build the stores. So
are you speaking on behalf of government?
I'm speaking on behalf of the people because I represent the people.
And you think government doesn't have money to create the spaces?
What I think is that as we speak now, arrangements have been made to do the 24-hour economic market I spoke about.
Modern one.
Yes, and
where all hawkers can
and the
move
31st
there.
December market whereby they engage the traders for that they will build more stores there. But in the interim, whilst these things are not being done, they should create an avenue. Coffee many, coffee. If these things are being done, someone's on the phone now.
Sorry, someone is on the phone line. Yeah, hello. Good morning. Please do call back again. The number on the screen is 0500-500-423. Please call into the show and share your opinion. We are talking today on Life Matters on street hawking and street begging. Are these people flouting the rules of the country, or we should help and regularize their business?
Yes, so as I was saying, he made mention about where they have to use. No, we have public washrooms in most of the markets. In Kanta, for instance, there are lots of public washrooms there. There are lots of public urinals there as well. Yes, we know what they are doing is not right. Okay. We can't take them off. You and I know we can't take them off. We take them off, they will come back again. We take them, they will come back again. So now we have to, in the meantime, get a place for them. Now, in the process of getting the place for them, they have to be regulated. That's why there is the red line policy. This red line policy started from Honorable Okovadapo's time, whereby pavements are being marked so that at least they can sell on it. You understand? That is why,
not rather taken to the markets. I remember there was a market at Mokola where all hawkers were taken there,
yes,
and they ended up on the streets.
So good. You see, the process,
So please hold on a bit. There's a caller on the line. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, I want to speak again. What that man is saying that Accra is true. If you are giving a space to some place and the place is true, do you still allow them to come there? You have to, let them go. You understand?
Yeah.
See, before, my mother has sold market at Mokola. You understand? Before, near Ajerina House. Nobody sold market at the fire service there because that place is open. So that if fire service has problem, they can go out quick. Now, the council now, even the lorry park, they are using that for people. They are storing money for them. Now, if you go to after OCC now, it's very narrow. All the cars are parked at the outside. You see, the station there, they occupy the big stores there, taking money. Why don't you find another place and then put the stores there and take money to allow them to shade on the road and say Accra is true? If Accra is true, they should go back to where they come from. You understand? Yeah. And if you don't, you are a Ghanaian and you are Accra man. You want your Accra town to be dirty or rough? If this government come out and say they should do environmental, they will be talking anyhow. This thing. Why? Why are you saying something like that? That you are for them? If you are for them, then find some place for them to go and stay. Accra is before Kimbu. Very nicely. If you are tired, you can go and sit down there. But they destroy that place and build a metropolitan this thing there. Now, Accra, if you are going, no passenger, you can go and stay. You see a bad people there. Yeah. Why? You see, Daniel Jibu, Hani Gama, me happy for. When me Gan, come on, he can talk. I see I'm a name. Oh, not there. Young, no, or after hold on. Just Daniel Jimmy, she, in the school, you can happen. That president. None about family to it. Mina, Kati. No, but I'm young man, I feel man, can I adore me? Oh, no, more money. Yes, I know what I need to prepare what's our Jenny Obaka promotion and our monitor city map.
Right. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much. Honorable, please, people don't like what you are saying. You are
we
speaking
are
for the
not
people.
we are not here to say what people are supposed to hear. We are here to let people understand the reality of
You
it.
are in the capital city of
Yes.
Ghana.
Yes.
So why can't you do things that would let people know when they come, let them feel that this is the capital city. Move all the beggars and somewhere, the hawkers, move them somewhere. Create ultra-modern markets for them.
It's easier
and
said
move
than
them
done.
there.
It's
Honorable.
easier said than done. Sometimes we have to be very practical about certain things and not to be emotional.
You have been elected into power.
Yes.
And you try to put down things you want to do for the people.
Yes.
You let the people influence what you want to do for them. Are they the authority or you are the authority?
They are not influencing what you want to do for them.
Okay.
Sometimes in metropolitan administration, it is the will of the people. You understand? That is why it is the local governors. What we are seeking to let the people understand is that in as much as there are no provisions made, we have to make sure that we stand in for them to keep the situation. I'm still on my grounds and I'll still speak as I'm still speaking. That yes, street hawking is not good. Street hawking is not something that we should be talking about. But as we speak now, you have to be frank with ourselves. I can't sit here and come and promise things that it won't see the light of the day. But we have to let people know that fine, we are trying to put process in place. Development is a process. It's not just a one-day thing. So we need to make sure that in as much as you are in the process of making sure that you get them out of the street, they need to be regulated. You understand? They need to be regulated.
What should be done?
What should be done is that, one, it's not only the role of the assembly. The police is, the MTTD is part, the social welfare is also part. So if the assembly have here demarcated a place whereby this is where the children are supposed to sell, and you could see a policeman directing the traffic, and people are on the streets, that is not the job of the assembly. Because the assembly has earmarked where they should sell. So now it has moved to a different jurisdiction, which is the police, to enforce that. No, if all the labor is being put to the assembly, we can't do anything. That is why there are stakeholders involved in all this thing that we are doing. You understand? Yes, the market is choked. Wafé gamenjiwo ni wonta wa femeni asaga. Ni kaba asaga je bikome pe na kesaga. Anatio ateshi bikome na kesaga. Asanata shina femeni akwe practical measures na keba foshi. In that interim na keba practical measures foshi. Mini asani wofe. Mini asani wofe as government. That is what we are trying to make sure that getting. Yes, Accra is choked. The only capital in Ghana, over 30 million people here. Everybody comes to Accra to do what? To sell, to trade. And you are telling me Accra is not choked. On Sundays when you come, you will see that there are lots of spaces there. But when you come on Monday, those places are all choked. Even in advanced countries, there are places that are busy places for that. At the end of the day, the AMA has this 24-hour rubbish collection, whereby in the morning, in the afternoon, at dawn, they keep collecting the rubbish.
So they should litter for us to collect.
They pay sanitation fee.
So they can put the rubbish anywhere.
It's not like putting the rubbish anywhere. There's a designated point in the market whereby they sell. There's a site whereby after all the collections have been made, it's been taken and been transported to wherever.
How about the street hawkers?
Good. The street hawkers. That's why I'm saying that the municipal and the metropolitan has been demarcated. You understand? So you could see someone doing something in maybe Ayawaso West, but that is not AMA. Okay. Do you get it? My point is that AMA as an institution, he's doing a very, 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 very big job to make sure that Accra becomes a better place. AMA is the only institution that every sanitation, they will do sanitation.
All right. Thank you so much. Our time is limited. I will come to you. Yeah. Council, your final words. If you've been given the nod to lead the people of Accra, what's one thing you would do to help curb street begging and street hawking?
What I'll do is standing by my word, the skill capacity, creating that avenue for skill capacity. You know, as I was making my presentation, I understand the plight of the man, I understand the plight of and I understand why they are very worried about our position. When it comes to risk is everywhere. Even those working in the mining industry are even higher risk than those on the street. So my issue is let's create a skill capacity. We have lands, if the main heart of Accra is choked, right? the government can do something. There are some suburbs in Greater Accra region where the focus can be channeled or the energy can be channeled to. If you go around this Apollonia City, Yibi and all those places, there are vast lands around there. The government can have a whole institution, skill capacity. Take all these people from the streets. If there are about 100,000 people, we have lands outside the heart of Accra or the peak area in Accra. Get some good shelter, get some space, start training them. If it's shoemaking, if it's plumbing, if it's masonry, if it's carpentry, let's train these people. When we are done training these people, we can give them some quota. They go around, some can be good entrepreneurs. In as much as we are training them, there's education attached to it. There's some food. If it's not even the best food, we all went to SHS, the food wasn't good, but we ate and never died. If the food should be the problem, they can give them something manageable to eat and survive within the day. At the end of the day, when you're able to train their mind around these, okay, when you can be an entrepreneur with there's your carpentry, it will curb all this. But if you say we should sack them, I bet to say it's not possible, because when you sack them, they'll come.
But you're still agreeing with me that street hawking or street hawkers are flouting the rules and the laws of the nation,
100%,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So that has been it. This is Life Matters. You want to say something?
Yes.
In a brief.
In a brief. So, in conclusion, we've stated our position clear that what they are doing is prohibited, is flouting the law. We were in this country whereby the entire Abosokan was supposed to be moved to Bong to make sure that the decongestion exercise goes there. Most of the assemblies were saying this is where they get their resources. Now, when Abosokan moves from there, their business operating permit, their property rate and everything comes down as an assembly. Do you understand? So sometimes when we are talking about certain issues, we should sit down well, look into it, the effect it will have upon us. AMA, the amount of money we make to make sure that we develop our street light, we develop our roads and stuff, are coming from those places. When they go, what are the resources that are we going to use to develop the communities to make sure that at least we get the good schools, the good roads and everything? So we understand their plight. Okay. We are not here to make sure that we defend the people. But in the interim, when avenues are being created and we know that there are lots of stores, there are lots of markets and they're not going, we will also be here to let them know that they should go to the market. All
right. Thank you so much. We've come to the end of our program for today, and the topic for today was the realities behind street hawking and street begging. I did this with Yao Mensa Bosompim, who is a senior associate at Doe Legist Lawyers. Honorable, thank you so much for passing through. Counsel, thank you so much for passing through. Honorable Ebenezer Adu, our very own, who is the assembly member of the Kaneshie electoral area, also graced our screen. Thank you so much for watching. Remember that we should balance compassion with orderliness in our cities. If you don't give them, they won't return. Thank you so much. My name has been Beatrice, and I sat in for the regular host. See you same time next week.